Good morning, everyone. Anne here from Atmosphere. Today's Pilates class will be more of an intermediate class with a glute focus. So it is for those people that have been doing Pilates for a while. Okay, guys? So make sure you got your setup correct, you're breathing, and make sure you do the exercises as best as you can. If you need to come out of the exercise, that's okay. Just get those muscles working again and set yourself back up. So let's get started. A standing position. Tripods are on the feet. Feet underneath the hips. Knees are soft. Find your neutral spine. Ribs over the hips. Chest lifted. Shoulders sliding down the back. Back of the neck long, chin in. Let's do a few connection breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Expanding those ribs laterally, getting all that air in. And again, breathing, keep breathing. Let's connect with that T-zone. Gently lift the pelvic floor. Draw those lower abdominals in and think about those lower back muscles drawing towards the belly as well. So we want to feel the spine is long, the waist is narrow. And when you're ready, let's do 3 roll downs. So standing up nice and tall, take an inhale, nod the head. Soften the knees, draw ribs towards the hips, crown of the head to the floor, eyes on those thighs. Relaxing down the bottom here, inhale and exhale, tucking the tail under, activate those glutes a little bit, and coming up into a nice tall position. Well done, guys. Let's just do 2 more, thinking about what's happening in your body. Breathing out. Relaxed and heavy. Coming back up. And just for good measure, we'll do another one. Okay? So start thinking about what's happening in your back. Are you activating the abdominals at the front to lengthen the back? Is it nice and smooth? Tucking the tail under, re-imprinting, and standing up nice and tall. So let's hit the floor. So grab your mat. We'll start with a few warm-up exercises to get going. So lie down for me. So just into your lying posture, feet hip distance apart, comfortably away from the bottom. Find your neutral spine. Shoulder blades gently gliding down the back. Fingertips reaching towards the feet. A few connection breaths here, in through the nose and out through the mouth. First exercise, a bent knee fall out. So inhale, take your right leg out to the side. And exhale, draw that leg back in. Other side, inhale, take the leg out. And exhale, come back in. Keep going for me. Check the shoulders and face are relaxed. As the leg goes out to the side, think about that hip drawing across to the opposite hip. And only take the legs out as far as you can without letting those hips splay away from each other. Really control the movement and open up through the hip. Using those abdominals, obliques, inner thighs to bring the leg back. So you can keep going with this exercise. To make it a little bit harder, we can go into tabletop. So T-zone tight, obliques are on, lifting the legs into tabletop one at a time. And again, we just do the exercise from here. Inhale, take one leg out to the side. Exhale, bring it back in. So we're loading up now by having the legs in tabletop. If you're not ready for this just yet, stick to the one with the legs on the floor. To make the shoulders open, palms up towards the ceiling. Let's do 1 more each side, keeping that pelvis as still as you can. Last one here, lower the legs down one at a time. Your hands are out to the side below the shoulders, your knees and feet squeezed together. 1 leg. Inhale, take your legs over to the side, the opposite hip comes off, and bring the legs back, using those obliques still. Inhale, take the leg over to the other side, and exhale, coming back. So concentrate on keeping the shoulders on the floor as you rotate around. Making sure the knees stay in line with each other. The hip is coming off the floor, the opposite foot is coming off the floor. Nice slow movements flowing. And again, we can take this into tabletop, so you can stick with this exercise or come with me for the next lot of exercise. Legs into tabletop, one at a time. Squeeze the feet and knees together. Inhale, legs over to the side. Exhale, back to the center. And again, inhale over and exhale back. Let's do 4 more. 4 obliques. 3 T-zone. 2 hip lifts. The last one here. And we're layering the exercise up. Choose your options. Stay here. Inhale over. Exhale. Extend the top leg. Inhale, bend. And exhale back. Other side. Inhale over. Exhale, extend. Keeping those knees squeezed together. Bend. And over. Keep going for me. 4. Reach and point through the toe. 3. Keep breathing. Last 2. Last one here. We're going up another level. Keep coming with me if you can. Extend the legs up to vertical. We won't be able to take the legs out as far. We've got a bigger load now. So take the legs out to the side, reaching that inside leg up, and then bring the legs back. Inhale over to the other side. That hips lifting up, the top leg's long, and back. 4 more, slow and controlled. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Bring those legs down one at a time for me. Interlock your fingers, they'll be at the top 2/3 of your head. Elbows are wide, shoulders down and back, and the elbows reach into the corners of the room. T-zone, neutral spine. Option, legs in tabletop, so I'll be doing it from tabletop, or option, legs down. Add curl here, inhale here, exhale, curl. Inhale, coming back down. Exhale, lift the chest, crease at the ribs, and coming back down. So you can have your feet and knees squeezed together if you want, or you can have them hip distance apart. Using your breath to come up, not pulling on your head. Chest and obliques need to work. Tailbone needs to stay planted to the floor. Eyes are on the thighs. And no doming. Let's do 8 more. 8. Breathing out. 7. Chin in. 6. Lift closer. 5. Using your breath. 4. 3. 2. Cement this last one. Hold it up. Hold. And coming back down. Lower the legs down one at a time. Next exercise is our oblique curl. Option, feet down, or come with me into tabletop. Feet hip distance apart. Inhale here, exhale, lift and rotate, looking at the outside of that leg. Inhale, coming back down. Exhale, up. And inhale, lower. Really using those obliques. It's like you're wringing out a rag. So really think about that rotation. As I'm rotating to my right, my left hip is pressing back to help stabilize my pelvis. It's more about rotation. Remember, we've got about 30 degrees of rotation here. So just by turning your head is not going to help your obliques. Your nose stays along that sternum as your ribcage rotates around. 5. 4. 3. 2. Last one here. Lower the legs down one at a time, have a short rest. Next exercise is our single leg stretch. So just have a quick check. T-zone, neutral spine, shoulders down and back, ribs down and in. Remember, as you exhale, the ribs close. It help gets to your transverse abdominis. So remember that. Inhale here. Exhale, close the ribs as you lift one leg up. Hold. Inhale again. Exhale, close the ribs, lift the legs up. Hands on the knees, lift the head and shoulders up, eyes on the thighs. Your left hand is on the outside of the leg. Your right hand is on the inside of your left leg. Extend that leg out long and reach and point through the toe. So let's change. Exhale to change. And change. Reaching through the toes. Staying up in the curl. Pulling that knee in towards your chest without lifting the tailbone. Working through the front and back of the legs. Eyes on the thighs. Keep going for me. Nice wide elbows. 8, 8, 7, 7, 6, 6, 5, 5, 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2, and 1, 1. Lower the head down, lower the legs down. Well done, guys. Next exercise is crisscross. Hands back, elbows wide, tummy tight. Legs into tabletop 1 at a time as we've practiced. And exhale, curl it up. Inhale here, exhale, rotate towards your right knee, extend the left leg out. Inhale, come back in, stay up in the curl. Exhale, rotate, and inhale in. Option is you can put your head down in between each repetition, or just go back to a previous exercise. Using those obliques to breathe out, and using that rectus to hold you up a little bit higher. The T-zone is protecting your spine and flattening those abdominals. Keep going for me. 8, 7, 6, 5. Working those obliques. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it there. Lower the head. Lower the feet. Have a little rest. Next exercise is our hundreds prep. Fingertips up towards the ceiling. Set those shoulders. They're down and back, chin in. Lifting the legs into tabletop 1 at a time. And squeeze the feet and knees together. Inhale here, exhale, curl up. Swoop the hands towards the hips. Toes up towards the ceiling. Eyes on the thighs. Inhale, bend the knees. Arms come back up to the ceiling. Exhale, extend from the knees. Look at the thighs. Inhale, coming back down. Keep going for me. Making sure the thighs aren't coming towards you. The knees are staying over the hips with extending from the knees. Reaching the fingertips down towards the front of you. Curling the ribs towards the hips and using that breath. 4, 3, 2, 1. And lower the legs down 1 at a time. Next exercise is beats. So we'll be taking the legs up, inhale, opening them, exhale, beating the heels together for 3, and then coming back down into the back to the mat. If you like, you can stay up longer and do more beats. Depends on how strong you are in your abdominals. So the setup again is tabletop legs. Squeeze the feet and knees together, hands on the knees. Take an inhale here. Exhale, curl up and reach the fingertips towards the front. Externally rotate the legs, heels together. Inhale, open. Exhale, beat them. 3, 2, 1. Bend the knees and lower back down. And again, exhale, curl up. Inhale, open the legs and exhale. 3, 2, 1. Bend and come back down. So again, like I said, you can stay up in the curl and just continue to do lots of sets of 3s. Or come with me. Open the legs. 3, 2, 1. And down. Exhale up. Inhale, open. 3, 2, 1. And down. Try and get those ribs towards the hips. Really beat the heels together. Using those obliques to hold you up. Shin is in, so we're not pulling on that neck. Let's do 2 more. Up. Last one here. Hands, legs, lower, lower, and down. Last abdominals is your 100 today, so I'm going to let you choose your position. Feet down, 1 foot in tabletop, both legs in tabletop. Legs to vertical, or lower the legs down and externally rotate the legs. So you need to choose. If you're keeping your legs on the floor, keep them there. If you're going into any of the other positions, all the other positions start in tabletop. So let's bring those legs into tabletop, tummy tight, squeeze the feet and knees together, arms by your side, shoulders are down and back, chin in. Inhale here, exhale, curl up, reaching the fingertips and choose your leg position. Okay, start pumping the arms. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale and exhale. Keep going for me, really reaching through the fingertips, keeping the chest lifted. Making sure the tummy isn't domey and the tailbone is planted. Feel those sit bones pressing away from you and straightening those legs if you've got them straight. Keep going for me. You're using the obliques, lifting from the chest. Keep reaching. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. Let's do 3 more. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. Last 2. Inhale. Exhale, last one. Inhale and exhale. Bring the legs down, hands up towards the ceiling, and just lower down for me. Let's just reach out really long. Squeeze the bottom, release the hip flexors, and just relax and just let everything drape and just have a full body stretch there for me. Well done, guys. So I'm just going to grab a drink. I'm getting a little bit dry. So I'm just going to do a couple of, just a quick set of single leg circles, and then we'll go into our side lying. Okay, set posture, tripods, T-zone, neutral spine, shoulders. Inhale here, left foot pressing into the floor, right leg to tabletop. Right leg extended towards the ceiling. Externally rotate that leg out. So my thigh bone is in the hip socket, but it's reaching out, but my lower back is pressing lightly into the floor. Take the leg away from you, keeping that external rotation, and circle it out and around. So it's like we're drawing a circle on the ceiling, keeping that leg externally rotated the whole time and pointing and reaching through the toe. Take notice of how much rocking there is through the pelvis. So T-zone tighter, and think about that opposite oblique, drawing that hip back to stop the rocking. 2 more this way. Nice long leg. And let's go the other way. So take the leg out to the side, down and up. Inhale around, exhale and up. So whatever way you went before, just go the other way. 3, 2, and 1. Bring that leg up to the ceiling. Bend, place the foot down, other leg. So press that leg we just used into the floor. Check that T-zone. Lift that leg up, tailbone pressing down. Rotate that leg out in the hip socket. Take the leg away from you and then circle it out and around. And down and around. Keep going when we're concentrating on that breathing. Is the pelvis moving? T-zone tight up. Is it still moving? Pressing that oblique. On the opposite side is pressing the hip back towards the floor. The non-moving leg is staying up towards the ceiling. It's not rotating out. And we're doing the circle as big or as small as you can control. Okay, let's go the other way. Take it out to the side, down and up, keeping that external rotation the whole time, trying to minimize the rocking. Sometimes we're not going to be perfect, we're just trying to get a little bit better every time. So it's not about perfection, it's about just getting better each time you do something and keeping that commitment to your Pilates. Last one here. Bend that leg and lower down for me. Let's go into our side lying series. So if you need something under your head, that is okay. Just lie onto your outstretched arm, whatever feels comfortable for you, so you can be on that tricep. Bring your knees into 90 position, so the knees are in line with the hips and the shins are parallel. Poke that bottom back. Think about that lower waist lifting away, so that opposite oblique is working as well as the top one. T-zone, neutral spine. Squeeze the heels together, feel that muscle in the butt, open the knee up, then separate the feet and come up into just above that 90 position, above the hip. Lower the leg down with control and raise it back up. So keeping that hip pressed away, think drawing that butt up towards the ceiling to open the leg. So floating that leg up and using the butt to open and close. Keep going for me. Press this leg into the floor to help stabilise. Feel the butt squeezing before we lift. Check that the ribs to hips is happening. We're not in a fetal position. And really think, butt squeezing, butt lifting. So these are the small stabilising muscles getting stronger. Doing really well. Time under tension is really important to get endurance in these stabilising muscles. But as soon as you don't feel it in the right spot, stop and come back into the exercise. Let's do 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done, guys. Place that leg down. To make this next exercise harder, you can have your legs straight or you can be balanced with this one underneath. So you choose your option. If you're doing the harder option, imagine you're lying on one plank of wood, you're up on that hip, pushing the top hip away. Just separate the legs and use this bottom to separate the legs and then rotate the toes up towards the ceiling without rotating that hip backwards. Now take that leg up as far as you can without hitching through that hip or arching through the back. Find your level. Then draw that leg back down with control. So I've got it externally rotated, a little bit of flexion, not too much. Using that butt, if you need to balance, you can put this hand here or you can pop it on your leg. So it's slow and controlled. So think about reaching out of that hip socket. So we're making nice, long, lean muscles, okay? So think about what's happening in your body. And if I'm saying something and you think, oh my God, I'm not feeling it there, that's okay. You just need to be aware of it so you can change something. There's no point doing it if it's not working in the right muscles. So getting that body awareness, time under tension, which is what we're doing, is going to help as well. If you're starting to feel it in the calf, try and relax the foot a little bit. And we're doing 4 more. 4, 3, hip keeps pressing away, 2, and 1. Bring it down, give it a little bit of a rub. Next exercise is zigzag. So with this exercise, if you need to have this underneath leg, because it will be back for balance, you can have that there. So let's get started, or you can have both legs here. So let's lift this leg up to hip height. Foot parallel, T-zone, neutral spine. Sweep the leg forward, toes down, heel up, take the leg down. Bring the left foot back to parallel, take the leg back. Rotate the foot up towards the ceiling, take it up and down. So it's inhale on the sweep forward and back, and it's exhale on the down and up, taking your time. So imagine that you're tracing a chair. So we're doing the seat, toes down, the leg of the chair, toes back, the seat, toes up, the back of the chair. And the whole time we're reaching out of that hip socket, and we're working on our internal rotation as well as our external rotation. If there's any pain in the hip, it doesn't feel like muscles working, go back to a previous exercise, but it is an intermediate class today. We're working towards an intermediate class. So time under tension with the correct muscle activations is the key. Let's do 2 more. Try not to let that leg drop as it gets heavy and fatigued. Last one here. And bring that leg in, drop it down, give it a rub. Well done, guys. Hopefully you're feeling that in the butt muscle. Last exercise is your inner thigh lift. So we're going to bring this top leg in front. If that's uncomfortable for you, you can have it lying down. So choose your option. Reaching the underneath leg away, lifting that hip off. Think, try not to activate the foot too much. Think inner thigh, lifting the leg all the way up as high as you can, then lowering it back to the floor, but don't quite touch. And lift it up as high as you can and release. So again, try not to initiate the movement with the foot and the calf. Activate those adductors, the inner thigh muscles. So it's like they're trying to kiss, okay? Trying to keep that body lengthened. We don't need to flex the upper body. We don't need to flex the lower body. We're just lifting along the leg. Lift it as high as you can, and then even try and lift it a little bit higher. Relaxing that foot, just getting that inner thigh muscle working. 10 more, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done, guys. Let's roll over and do the others. What's a daisy? That's what my grandson always says. What's a daisy? And roll over to the other side. First exercise is our clam 3 kick out. So again, just lie down for me. Stack those knees and hips, top hip pressing away. T-zone, neutral spine, ribs towards the hips. Squeeze the heels together first to feel that butt. Open the leg, then lift it up to hip height. Push the top hip away. Just bring it down a little bit and then raise it up. And again, make sure the initiation is coming from the glute, not the foot. Check that rolling through the hip. And as I'm raising the leg, I'm thinking this hip bone is trying to rotate towards the front, just to give me that little bit more stability. And so I can isolate it in that butt muscle. Legs floating up. Feel it working. Breathe. Let's do 6 more. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it down. Choose your option here. 2 straight legs or 1 bent. Top hip pressing away, lift that leg up and rotate the toes up towards the ceiling. Take the leg up, but not so high that we're arching through that back. Lower it back down, reaching it out of that socket as we're lifting and lowering. Exhale to lift and nice long leg. All the muscles are working. Lower back is staying lengthened. No creasing through the waist. 5, 4, choose your options. 3, 2, and 1. And we'll rest there. Into zigzag. Okay, so again, you can have the leg here for a little bit more balance. Lift that leg up to hip height, lengthen it out of the socket. Bring the leg forward, toes down, down, up, toes parallel, back, toes to the ceiling, up. So it's inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Doing that rotation through the hip joint. Keeping it at hip height or a little bit higher. As you fatigue, you'll want to drop. Just tracing that chair. We're getting on that stabilizers as well as working the big butt muscles. To make it easier, just don't go down as far. Make it harder, go as high as you can without. That's fine changing. Should be really feeling it if you've got it in the right spot. 4 more. 3, 2. Working the butt today, guys. Last one. Give it a rub. Last exercise is our inner thigh lift. So set up for your position. You've got those other positions, what's comfortable for you. Reaching that leg out long, lifting the waist. Inner thigh lifts, relax the foot, let the inner thigh do the work, not the calf. Lower back down. Keeping the waist long as you lift and lower, so we're not making any flexion through the spine. The movement's coming from that adductor muscle And lifting it up as high as you can. Reach and keep going. If you need to touch the muscle to make sure it's working, that's okay. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release it there. Well done, guys. Let's come on to our 4-point position, still working the glutes, okay? Set up, hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Shoulders down and back, and have that weight a little bit more into the back towards the knees. So we don't want that weight over the hands. Take some weight off those hands. T-zone, neutral spine. Press your left knee into the floor, lift your right knee just off the floor. Bend and extend. So we're just going to take the leg back, up, come back down, bend it back in. So just horse kick here, taking the time to make sure you're lengthening through that leg. There's no tucking of the pelvis or arching through the back, so you may need to reduce the range. You lift the leg up. Back of the knee is straight. We're lifting with that bottom muscle, the hamstring will help. Pressing the knee into the floor, hands into the floor, and most of that weight try and have in the knee rather than your hands. Squeeze the bottom and lift. Let's do 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, take the leg back out, bring it up to hip height. Lower the leg slightly and lift. So straight leg raise here. Good. So it's rather than a pulse, it's a pulling up. Squeeze the butt. Reach through the toes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'll just show you on this side so you can see what we're doing next. So we're going into the leg is out and externally rotated. So reach that leg back, externally rotate it so the toes are going out to the front. Kick the leg forward as much as you can without arching through the back or crunching through the waist, and then bring it back. Really working those back extensors to hold you and keeping the eyes down towards the fingers. So you're just kicking the leg out, keeping the hip bones down towards the floor, really working that butt. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring that leg back underneath you. Okay, let's do the other leg. So, set the shoulders, scoop the shoulder blades under the armpits, knees under the hips. Lift that knee just off the floor and press the other knee into the floor. Take the leg back, squeeze the bottom and lift, and bend the knee, bring it back underneath, but don't touch. Just using your breath, you know how to breathe. Just make sure you're not holding the breath. Be precise with the movements. Glide that knee back in underneath you. Hip bone staying towards the floor. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it out there for me. Lower it down and lift and lower. Using the butt to draw the leg up. Feeling the stretch and length at the front of the leg. Lengthening these muscles. T-zone tight. Ribs towards hips. I'm sagging a little bit there, I noticed. Need to regroup. Lift and lower. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep the leg there if you can. Externally rotate it and kick it out to the side, keeping it at hip height, sweeping it back. Trying not to rock through that waist. We minimise that movement as best we can. A little bit tough, this one. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done, guys. Bring that knee back in. Reach back, just have a little bit of a stretch and release there for me. Breathing into those ribs. Just releasing those glutes. Still working the glutes, guys. When you're ready, come back down to a lying position. We're going into our pelvic curls. We've got our pelvic curls and bridges. We don't have anything under our head. Feet are about 1.5 distance of your feet away from your bottom. Back of the palm, the palms reaching up towards the ceiling. The shoulders are open. Shoulder blades sliding down the back. Don't press those lats into the floor. We need to use the extensors here. Inhale here, exhale, curl the pubic bone through. Squeeze the bottom, peeling that spine off the floor, one vertebra at a time. As you come up to the top, squeeze the butt and tuck the pubic bone a little bit more and pressing the ribs back for that resistance. From here, floating that spine down one vertebra at a time. We should be warmed up nice for these. So remember what we're doing, feet pressing into the floor and away from you. Pubic bone pulling through, scooping the abdominals. Squeezing the bottom, peeling up. Nice and controlled. A lot of things happening. When you get to the top, think of that string of pearls. Back's widening as you come back down. The lower back's getting a massage as the hips roll towards you and lengthening the tailbone away. Really feel the deep abdominals curling the pubic bone through. The glutes are lifting the hips. The abdominals are lifting the spine as well as the back extensors. And we're nice and broad on the shoulders without the shoulders coming up towards the ears. And coming back down again. So this is your first level. You can stay here. We're going up. So on the next one, curl it up for me and stay up there. We're adding 4 knee floats. Press your left foot into the floor when you get up there. Tuck the pubic bone, ribs are in. Left foot pressing, right leg into tabletop. 4 floats to the floor. Touch the floor, keeping that hip lifting high. Angle of the leg staying the same. Let's do 3 more. I think we'll add 1 on. 3, 2. So the abdominals are working as I'm taking the leg away. Lower that leg down. Press that foot into the floor. Squeeze the bottom. Lift the leg into tabletop. When you're ready, float that leg towards the floor using those abdominals. Squeezing the bottom. Hip bones are up towards the ceiling. Last 2. Last 1. Place that foot back down, keeping the hips high as you start to peel that spine back down. Well done, guys. Next one is our paintbrush. So choose your option. So we'll be staying up, doing 4 paintbrushes each leg. Curling up for me. With 1 straight, nice diagonal line. Right foot into the floor, left leg extends towards the ceiling, reaching that hip up towards the ceiling as you lower the leg down and lift it up. Flex to lower, point to raise. Squeeze the bottom, hips are high. Last 2. Last 1. Lower the leg down, press that foot into the floor, bring the other leg into tabletop, extend it up towards the ceiling. Take the foot away from you and raise it up. 4. Keep pressing up towards the ceiling. 3. Tucking the pubic bone. 2. Last one here. Bend the knee, place it down. And float that spine back down. Just for a little bit of a release. Just bring the knees into the chest. Just to release those glutes a little bit. We don't want to release them too much because we want to still work them. Just have a little roll around there. And we're going into our hinging. So feet are hip distance apart, arms by your side, palms up towards the ceiling. T-zone, neutral spine, rib to hip connection, we're non-curling. Squeeze the bottom and lift up. tuck the pubic bone, squeeze a little bit higher, ribs towards the hips, lay that spine straight down and don't quite touch. Squeeze and lift, keeping that pubic bone tucking through and lower. Keep going for me, collarbones are wide, shoulders are relaxed. We're not gripping the floor with the lats, we're just lifting and lowering. Feel the butt working. 5, 4, 3, 2. On the next one, hold it up there for me. Tuck the pubic bone through. 10, 20 presses and press and press. Squeeze and lift. Breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 10 more. 10, 9, knees extending long. 8, 7, hips are even. 6, 5, ribs to hips. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it there. Hold and lower back down. Single leg glute. Right foot pushing into the floor, left leg to tabletop. Okay, so it's just the flat bridge, we're not curling. Lift up, check, tabletop, hip bones up towards the ceiling, T-zone, neutral spine. Lower down but don't quite touch. Press it up and lower and lift. Keep going for me. Squeezing the bottom. Breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2. And the next one, hold it up there, squeeze a little bit higher. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower that leg down. Keep it there. Lift the other leg up. Keeping it under tension. Lower down and lift. Tucking the pubic bone, pressing the heel into the floor. The foot is like it's sliding away from you to deactivate those hamstrings a bit. Got the butt working. So as soon as you feel the butt working, that's your first rep, not when you start. That's when your first rep really counts. 5, 4, 3, 2. On the next one, hold it up there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down and bring the knees into the chest just to relax those glute muscles a little bit for me. Come up into a kneeling position. So we're on our backs. Let's roll to our side and press ourselves up. So the next exercise is a hinge. So we want to lengthen and work the front of the legs. So if any of you do have any knee issues, you just need to go back and do your hinge, just what we've just done. So this isn't good for people that have got any knee issues, okay? So let's, kneeling up, so we can have the knees a little bit wider than the hips, tucking the pubic bone under, ribs to hips, arms out in front, chin in. So really get those abdominals working. Inhale, you lean back like a falling tree. Exhale, use those abdominals and quads to bring you back up. So the first couple you might just need to see what your range is. So we don't want to be tucking the bottom out or arching the back. So again, if this doesn't feel good in your knees, please stop and do the previous exercise. So just working to your range. I might have the best range, but I want to get better. Okay, so just leaning back, using those tummy muscles and legs to come up. Inhale back and exhale up. So we can add some arms here. Inhale back, exhale raise, ribs to hips, inhale lower, exhale up. 4 more. Back, ribs to hips, down and up. Back, scoop the shoulder blades under. Last one here, use in your range. And up. Well done, guys. Come to a lying position for me. We'll finish on our back today. Come into a lying position. Hands behind you. Back of the palms on the floor. Legs long, relaxed. T-zone lifted. Lower abs drawing the pubic bone to the floor. Ribs down and in. Back of the neck launching in. So I just want you to lift your face and chest up. Reach your hands back into that dart position. Feel the hands reaching back behind you and down towards the feet rather than squeezing in towards your body. Lower that down. Inhale to lift and reach. Exhale to lower. So again, you can just stay at a really small range if that's best for you. But as you're doing it, you're making sure that your lower back isn't tensing. Your lower back extensions will be working, but we don't want them too much. We want that upper back and thoracic doing the lift. You can stick with this exercise or hold up there for me and reach. Palms to the floor, palms to the ceiling. The rotation comes from the shoulder joint, but I'm not letting the shoulders roll. It's not just about the wrists. I'm reaching the arms long to work the triceps as well. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Eye line is down. We're really strengthening these back muscles as well as the tummy muscles are stabilizing you as well. Keep going for me. 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower down. Bring your arms out to an X position. So thumbs are up, legs are wide. So draw the arm bones into the shoulder sockets, shoulders down and back. Lift your left arm off the floor. I want you to think rather than lift, scoop the shoulder blade under to lift and lower. Chin in, scoop the shoulder blade under to lift and lower. So that scoop of the shoulder blade is going to expose that armpit towards the ceiling and create more space in your neck. Okay, hold it there. Squeeze the glute, lift one leg at a time. Think of that, even though you're lifting the leg, think of that shoulder blade drawing into its pocket. Tummy muscles pressing away from the floor, pubic bone towards the floor. Let's do opposite arm and leg. So we're reaching long rather than lifting high. Let's do 4 really slow. 4, 4, 3, 3. Choose your options if you can't do both. 2, 2, 1, 1. Both together now. Up and hold for an X. Lower with control. Lift and hold. Lower and control. 2 more. Lift and hold. Lower and control. Lift and hold. Lower and control. Well done, guys. Just coming into your child pose position, just in your rest position. Reaching the arms forward. Open up those armpits. Walking hands back up. Just coming to a cross-legged position. Sit up nice and tall for me. Just walk the arms forward just to release those glutes a little bit. Have another big breath. Walk the hands back in. A little bit of a side reach up and over. Nice and controlled. Roll the shoulders, just give them a big roll. And just take a big breath in and out. And you guys are done and dusted. I'll see you on Friday. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Very good.
Is that hard?